Yes, copy that, Cobra Commander. Was once seen the scene of seeing, or was it not that it wasn't seen that made one look? And up that very beak one grew, without themselves being. They were only afraid of their seed, which was, how does it look from over here? Which they knew not then that the beak would be chilled, but still they peeped, because only were they seen. Now one thing wasn't before the other thing, but no thing was before itself. So if I could be, I'd find myself. But sometimes I can't be unless I'm not being. And so when I find it, I'll know that myself can be believed. For only is it true that one thing could not be seen. But when it wasn't believed, it was believed. And still, two things had to be. Now I could tell you it's all a long day. But before the day was ahead of us, we only found out that there was the us. The us that was seen before the day could be. Now one was there prepared. One was there before the day that occurred, and sat down and showed his way. The way that he made for one to say, hey, this is not the long game. This is the short play. And as we see for ourselves what it always means, then one day we could take, just because there was no day before. Now after that day became the day ahead of us. And that day would always be ahead of us, because there was always the day before that was made. Now that means to us today that we can look into this place. And as we look into this place, we could say one thing is for sure, and that is the seeing of the eye obscure, which means that one eye can be set upon the destination, while the other eye can only see what it is to be seen within the destination. And for the lie that one can sit with, then the lie that became without the lead being litter, then there was only the lead of what a lie could be. And that lie made itself an absolute light and portrayed the obscured attention of what we can see within my donut box. The first wave rolls in. Then the second wave is normally the bigger one at the back of the set. But when you dive under the bigger one, then where do you find yourself? And not only this, but would you say that in every season, there's one set swell? So for this season that we were once within, the day before the day that was ahead of us, there was swell come in, ride wave, crash dump and shoreline, cool second wave and wind pull out and drag over second wave, drag over first wave for second wave's pull. Then that wave would crash, pull and shoreline out to the third wave over the first two, crash line and shoreline in, and to the fourth wave over the third three and outside to the shoreline too. And then the next wave would be the summit of the mountains, the peaks that one could make before the day they could see, that only one wasn't seeing what it had been. Yeah, I see it still. Look at this. Look at this. When the light's on it, it becomes darker blue. When the light's away from it, it's light blue. Does that mean the sun's out at night time? Which is actually what we see in the sky as reports of science. Science says around the sun it's all a black abyss, which means like we take black for night time, but really it's just when the light's on and it shows dark blue. You know, you got the sunset, the dark blue sky. Then when the sun's not out, it's light blue. But the seasons predict one thing is fathomable. But to the later degree, sorry mate, did he say in his donut box? Yeah, it's my donut box. Mum got it for me. Came with donuts in it. Ah, yes. So I'm wondering in the next season, will we be going through waves like the last season? Like the last season to me, the day before the day ahead of us, the day that was made, was a season of preparation, a season of disaster, and a season of making work to build up to the accomplishment of where the business had to be motored. And that meant a scheduling program, a monitoring situation, and a scene-rich scenario of a bead security, a beaten sign, and a way to go when the wave was rid as mighty low. Now that meant that when it was coming in as high, the wave, well, the next wave would crash, roll over. And eventually you'd find yourself, well, when it gets there, you find yourself seeing it from the other way. And so I'm sure we could find a lane just so we could lie. Till this day, would you make it? Do you know how to say, baby, sure? Or is your girl always late? Has your boy never paid? Would you reconcile with what you made if there was no way to say? Now I think about it on this day, I was only late because she hadn't played. And yeah, boy, you know it's right, you don't need to pay. Cause when I come down, I'll walk around. When I come about, you know I'll be sound enough to sweet. Cause I like it only like this. Yeah, I like it only like this. When it's a novel, let's export. Then you know my name can't be reassured. I'll just be like the sign, the cutest apple pie. Just because your name can't be touched doesn't mean I can't take enough. Just where I am, you know I'll show you true. You know I'll say to you, what is this for day? And when it came to be, I knew it wasn't just play. I knew one had to do it because oh, crashing. The motherboard entirety is crashing down. Let the signal out. Hopefully Earth experiences can get a loud, clear signal. Sorry, mate, just there. Just the channel here, mate. Did you say the mother is dying? Oh, mother's dying. What, Mother Earth's dying? Oh, no, we better spread the message that the mother's dying. I'm sorry, mate, I've got a Broadway. The Broadway's dying. I've got on my sign there. I'm on channel sector 1. Oh, yeah, I'm over sector 2. Seasonal 5. Seasonal 5. Scripted night. Made back is short. Yes. Yes. The main call is that when you get right down and you see the top of the first wave, then the back wave lines straight up and they're all in a straight line. Like the last one's not even bigger than the first one. They're all in a straight line. You ride that line all the way out to the highest wave that's ever hit. And you find the stars on the horizon. They would go around like that. And the water stops there, you know. Then there's all that distance between where the water stops. You know, the water stops there. The stars only go down to there. There's all that distance there where you see the sky like come over like that. But the water goes around like that. Couldn't we just ski? You know, instead of having that distance there where the water goes like that and the sky is like that, then wouldn't we just take that distance off for flying in planes? See. You're saying, because when the plane goes around like that, you can minus the distance there. Yeah, because the water, I think it's 420 k's from flat surface to the sky, you know. Yeah. So that water, I can see 420 k's because I can see all the way to blue. That means when I'm looking out at the horizon, I can see all the way to blue, which is 420 k's. But the water is 420 k's because the blue follows through of the water, you know, to the sky. So that means 420 is the limit of the sight, but you take off that kilometre. Yeah, take off that kilometre. Yeah, so what I mean is you can go 420 out on your boat. Sorry. And when you hit the end of the sight, yep. Measure that miter, then take the boat off straight up, and when you lose that sight, mark that on the meter, and it should match. So they go to the other side of the blue in the sky, and you can't see them, and same here, you can't see them. So that means to the other side of the sky is 420 k's, and to the other side of the sight on the horizon is 420 k's. So that gap between the water beating, and the sky beats, so where the water rolls over. So from there the water rolls over, and the sky goes that way. You lose that amount now. It's sort of like a post sign. Yes, this is motherboard. I am depleting. My entirety has been outoffered. That means outside the spectrum, one has seen to donation and made spectacle be sentient. that makes out for belief that motherboard has been bought, and that means one day she'll take her say, and that day will be the day she is laid, and then she'll be set upon the sight that once seen for he, before the day she was made a motherboard. Before that day she was only a son. A son. She was a son before she was made into a motherboard. Well, yes, I had a cardboard sheet. I turned it into an image. And on it, I penciled in my room. Became the board. And I was motherboard. Oh. 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 Now someone's bought my cardboard sheet. They say it wasn't water residual. Oh. 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 So I guess that last wave in the season, yeah, the sun rides it in. The sun rides it all the way in. Yeah. The main thing is that once we downloaded it all, you know, we downloaded the whole space, all the stars, and then we sent something looking at the sun. Beep, 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 beep. And the sun went, yoo-hoo! And it went, ew! And zoomed straight in on it, you know? And all that we already mapped of space that was on the internet and computer board system, all the maps, we flew the whole world straight into the sun. Just so we could say g'day. Thanks. You mad bastards. Now I was sure to be late. So it's not this day. You know, This just in. We cut live to the atmosphere. Here we are on the scene. As you know, here in the future, we've done the marvellous work to build a wall around the space so we can keep that hell and stint of star out. Because too many children been lost in fascination. I mean it. Bloody goddamn bananas these days what they think they can do up there. You know, just it's gone extreme. Not even calling planets names anymore. X102 set 2185. You know, we're trying to make stuff out of nothing. And really, we're going to build a wall. And you know the wall will be built. One man will build the wall himself and make the wall seen. And then the wall will be complete. And he will be standing without the wallness. But still he'll be there. But only will he be falling till the day that he won't be. But eventually he will go back where he's from, I believe. But maybe not sure how we'll make it happen. All I know is breadcrumbs have two seams. Two 16 flat flackers and 4 14 9 18s. 6 1 8 7 2 and 8 2 1 5. Now they say there's only two. But would you make it through the moon? Notice wave 1, then wave 2 comes and takes wave 1 away. So at the end of day 2, what would you say? You made it to the afterlife, or the response you had to handle wasn't like what you could fascinate with? Well, here we might be believing these days that we're not afraid to say that yes, NASA and the space programs eventually moved us all into the sun. And then one by one, we're being cancelled. Because when you sit down the beach, you can sit down right here and look out and the sun is setting down there, you know. But as it comes across the water, you're sitting there, it's a straight line, straight to you. Someone could be sitting down here and the sun will show a straight line to them. That means we're all on second by seconds of lit bit leads. I mean, I'm on my lead, you're on your lead. So when we're all moved into the sun, we'll all be moved into individual sets of the sun, where the sun itself, or the Almighty Lord's Son, will judge us all through the suns, which are the leads to every one of us, the young. And then we will counsel ourselves into administration, because we'll refute the damages, and that means we'll always say, beloved friend, it's good to see one alien, and for sure of this, we know ourselves to be friend. Before that day, we could not walk unless our feet were not lean. And then we had to stand on the left foot, and that foot wasn't leaned. It was only leadened. And that made us leesten. And that's when we made it letter. And before then, it was only letsen, because it wasn't let's see. It was send let's. And then came the tell scenes and the sin tells. And so we made it always, but only because we hadn't made it. Until we couldn't make it, then we knew we made it. And all that way, we made it. And I knew that we made it just because. Well, how did we do it? I take a look back at this image to say I couldn't see right there quite clearly, right there, quite there, quite there. When I found it's only a loop going round, round, round from the end to the start, round from the end to the start. When I thought, what would it be? I realised I closed the door, sitting down and talking to friends, opening up only at the time that I knew where I was at. You know, you open up and say, hey mates, are you okay? But you're already at the word okay, cause you've seen what it is to lay. So the word okay must come out first. Okay, hey mates, are you okay? And hey comes out last. So that means you're always at the end, heading to the start. But when you start at the end, well, you work around and you find the edge. Oh, that's where it begins. In the beginning, you could say, right here on this day, where we made it, before the day ahead of us. And I lean right to that foot, because it's not the foot that you could sound. It's only the foot that you could leap, until the day that no one could let. Because there's no way not to make without it being saved. Because I'm worried about one thing in my occupancy. Have I lost anything? Or have I only made what I can't take? Because I don't think about it. But still, I'm not ashamed. I'm only there to be. And all I need is one who has seen to hold the day forward of the next day. For I only rest where I have been laid. But the feet of my name is not a place that I could make. And forward of that thought, my season couldn't be made. For I'm not like this, to be lent to the lean and safe. And so when I am not made, I know my name. And to take with I the name as I, then I only could take this when I am not that that is. But only that I am not is only that that I aren't. And aren't this that is, this that I ain't. For only that that I am is like this that ain't that. But ain't that not this, when this ain't this, unless is not it. And when it isn't is, and is ain't it, then only am I left to be leet. And only by the let of my line is I lean to be leading. And by this nay, my nay not be need, not by nay or nigh, or nay of need of e, only by lead of nigh, and lead of d is sigh. Nigh to d and nigh to day, nigh to d's and no to day. But only one can say what it means. Yeah, here in this judging room, the whole world is officially anointed. Everyone will be crucified, sanctioned, and risen into power. Everyone will hold transformative beliefs and become rapidly exposed to criminal activities, either alluring themselves away from them, trying to turn away from them, or trying to work out where they sit within them. Everyone will aspire to be going through a prison, or think that they're in a jail sort of hell, or think they're heading towards a place that they've never sent themselves to be. And they'll find out at the end, it's just where it works out. And all made chapters are open to belief, where one signs a degree and becomes the impossibility, the name that can't be taken away from all days that have ever been later. And so as it's made to be seasoned, there's no production that can't be made, for only one can take this day. And that day means I am that day. Without that day not being, it's only the day that no one could see. And transformative means only one can believe. And without that being, then I know myself to be always setting the scene as sanctioned by my dream. But without that myself, I've only been seen to be showered by thee. And by thee, I mean by day, day by this and day by die. As that for thine and thee is not like this in thee, as not for that is thy, and not for this is he. As not like thee and not like they, it's only one thee of I, and like this in they, it's only one thee that can be they'd. And that's not nigh thee, or nigh thee by way. It's only one way that one can take one A, and by need or nigh, there's only one that can show the name that ain't been. So as you allure yourself to be set, then make sure your name ain't seen. Until the day your name can be believed, then only do you walk up to those feet, that feet can't be. Without one thing not being, then one thing can't be seen. As left casual to the day that one can believe, then I know my name has never been changed. For no thing can make out of thee what it means for I to be die. As not die in thee, or thee in die as they, not liken to this or die of they, as not thought as this is not thought of they, without that not being thee or thee. As like this deny thee, and die indeed to see to die, I know one day I'll be believed, because only I can see. And that's the only person I need to believe. The one knows that I can see what he sees, the sight that I have seen. Besides this in my life, then no one can show you your eyes. That's what your eyes are. That's what the meaning to my lie is. As for my life, my lie is my lean, and my lead is my late. As my lead is the lie, and my life ain't the lead. For no lead could take this as day, and no way could take that as die. Without day not being as sea, then no sea could be seen as die. Without that not being thee, then only one can say, oh shit, ain't that the sun's show? That's a lie. It's a lie. Yeah, my lead is a lie. Now you know what it means to be night. Kept in a castle for centuries. Make these seats, make thee believe. Now drive it down deep and hit stuck to the D. Now I'll make it up just 'cause you can't believe that I'd sign my own life to lay down with leave. Now make this believe and show me the same. Show me the tape and rock me away, 'cause I thought I couldn't complain. Now I'm stuck down 2 lanes. Now I'd think about this, I'd think about they, I'd think about die, I'd think about thee. Just because I can't be believed doesn't make me see. I'm only one show before the night, only one lie before the lie. Just because I can't be led doesn't mean I'll be schemed. Just because I can't be led doesn't mean I'll be chained. I'm only one that hasn't seen. 'Cause if I couldn't see what it means, then I couldn't show. But anyone who talks, definitely when they're on the show, definitely hasn't seen. 'Cause it's not just a scene that one causes, it's not just maybe a dream. It's only the place that you see, it's only the way that you weep. When you take back thy seat, then what do you make in the me? If it's only shaped in this belief, then what do you own if you can't feed? Now I know myself is always, and I'm tamed to die indeed. Now the beast that works within me will show me where I'm always laying. 'Cause I can't be played unless it's my cage. I can't be placed unless it's my cage. 'Cause it couldn't just be that day that you choose to take. Unless we're only thy feet that work this horse away. And that's what you know of the night. What you're saying before, the dark blue or the light blue in the sky, like daytime, nighttime, there was a night. Yeah, had to be, eh? Had to be, eh? Yeah, right, just like a clear patch of grass. Just an invisible box, you're saying. Maybe so. Someone with goggles on. Someone in the zone. Now, a bit to the left, bit to the right. No, that ink's not quite dyed. That ink needs to be dead more. Get that ink in. Get the stamps in. Make it believe. Make it believe. Make it believe. Ah, wow. 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 I got you. I got you, group. I got you, group. I got you, group. Yay, I got the best group. 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 You know, there's a lot of eggs. I mean, a lot of eggs. I mean, so many eggs. And there's nothing inside of them. Nothing around side of them. But the eggs started to crack. Like, I mean it. I don't mean actually crack or split open. But started to crack. Like the wall, you know, how does it pattern? And as it did that, out from the very shells of the eggs became more. And eventually it built up so much. And came right to the focus of such appearance. And then the eggs cracked. And out from within the eggs became the whole atmosphere and the horizon. And there was only one man standing there. Because it birthed a hen that was already chilled. And she birthed a man. But the woman egg inside, well, she wasn't a hen, you know, and she wasn't bent, and she wasn't legged. She was the man's woman. And then the man birthed his wife from his daughter's mother's daughter, from his daughter's mother's daughter, and became the wife and man. Then with the man and wife became the line of God's type, the stars that appeared one by one and birthed all us, the entirety of complexalities and degrees of efficiencies, right until the last star has appeared. I mean, in humanity, that is. Then the stars will still be skipping right from the fishes to the birds, the wolves, the cows, until the last humans appeared. Then all the stars would come straight through and take out all of that. And then there'll become such a thing like that. And that's the last star. The one that's seen. Now beyond that fetch, it's pretty solo to take out from itself without it being. But still to this day, one wouldn't believe that no man had to change. One could have stayed. And in believing this, one couldn't be, because only one has seen what they couldn't say. Unless they hadn't believed, then only one would take. And that means someone had to be believed the first time when the first Lord was chosen, because he had seen, to hold the memory of the place in detail. Then what said to he? Yeah, you have seen. Like today the Lord is saying to me, I have seen. Or would the Lord be in confusion? Or is it the night that would say to the Lord, you have seen? My Lord, I appeal to you in court. I believe you're just to be created, but still there's not a maze, because no mask was torn, and no way was made. Believe this I have, my son, but still I am frank, because I cannot take what I don't take. But maybe not am I, unless I haven't been, because only I could say what's revealed in me. Until this day, I don't believe. And at that time, I still haven't hid from only hiding where I can't believe. As I know this by the beat, as I know this by the neigh, as I know me before the day. And all you say that one can't chain all, or is it not all chain? Because like this, it could be remote. Till they had to... Did he just show that he's doing the audio? Yeah, I think so. I think so, yeah. That's what I mean, you're my group. Obviously the Lord is the night, the sun itself. Closest to it, isn't it? What I'm going to make out of my candy. What I'm going to make out of my candy. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's good to get a group up. You know, you make them into aspects afterwards. Little aspects out there. With big program ready to roll out. Bloody hell, the inventions I'm going to make. Jesus Christ. First I need the aspects to power them, you know. Someone locked up forever like the hammer. The very first shovel. But you know, it's still around today. That bloke's locked up in a prison cell. So the shovel remains, you know, it can't be beat or broken. And if it does, like, rust out, it's the one on the neighbour's shelf. But still, I don't need to say without my name being, because I don't take it unless I've made it. But not this now, you could say. Not this now, you could say. Because I've said it. And when I've said it, I've showed it. So if no one couldn't see, then what would we say that we'd seen? You'd seen the day you couldn't believe. One day before the day ahead of us.